Hey Rohan, I'm so sorry I was a bit late. अरे यार इतना ट्रैफिक था ना कि I got stuck यार and weather भी इतना sultry है ना. I was so irritated.
Yeah, weather even I was feeling also under the weather for some
है ना?
time. Yeah. Are we complaining a lot, by the way?
Yeah, that's what I wonder. If humans suddenly stopped complaining, there would be an awkward silence on this planet, no? So, weather is nice? Pause. Oh, wait, we can't say that either. It's too hot for someone or too cold for someone.
Exactly. I think if we ever had a day without complaints, the universe would go, systems error, humans not functioning properly.
Yes, and we are the only species that can turn anything into a complaint. Dog hair on clothes, complain. No dog, complain. Weekend too short, complain. Week too long, complain. सब कुछ, I mean, complaint material है. I mean, I'm so fed up of complaints.
True.
And I'm fed up of myself also because even I complain to myself, yeah.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. We complain about everything, to be very honest with you. And sometimes I wonder, what are we complaining about? Is it even worth complaining, to be honest? You see people who live lives miserably, and then आपके होश ठिकाने आ जाते हैं that what am I complaining about?
Yeah, that's
I mean, when was the
true.
last time you faced an adversity but compared your life to someone who is going through even worse times and said ki nahi, my life is good the way it is, I have no right to complain? When was the last time? Because we should keep reminding ourselves that.
Actually, I do that quite often because when I'm in that complaining mode, then I look at the people who are less privileged and then I feel, no, I'm so much privileged.
Right.
And that makes me like, ki nahi, this complaining is not good.
Correct.
I mean, what they must have gone through or going through, when you realize that.
And try to empathize with them.
Yeah,
I think that creates a sense of gratitude in our minds.
of course.
That's like the ultimate goal people say you should have, is gratitude for every day that you get. But
They say that count your blessings.
Count your blessings. But on the other hand, you also feel like, but don't we have the right to express what we feel? I mean, they are complaints on the surface, but we're also trying to express that I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling agitated.
You want to vent out.
You want to vent out.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's also because of some sudden changes. Like abhi weather has changed drastically. So you start complaining, oh, it's so hot. Oh, I'm getting a rash. Oh, I'm sweating. Oh, I don't feel like getting out of the house. I feel tired. So you're trying to express what you're naturally feeling also at the same time.
That's true, but what I feel that we just have 24 hours in a day, okay? And usme se maybe 7-8 hours you sleep, then you are left with only 16 hours.
Right.
Okay? Then in that also, like, we complain so much about everything. So I know, I can understand what you're saying, that you need to vent it out and all. But if you're listening to your own complaints from other, like my kids, they also complain, Mama, this is not there, that is not there. You get irritated.
Correct.
Like,
Listening to complaints.
Yeah, then I need to remind them, see, you are so privileged.
Right.
And look at the other people, like.
Yeah,
so I have to remind them, as you said very rightly, that gratitude is very necessary.
Correct.
So I keep telling them that you have to be grateful. When you open your eyes in the morning, you have to be grateful.
Right.
That you are alive. Then you have so many privileges. So count your blessings. That's what I keep telling them. And of course, since I'm telling them, I also practice that.
Correct. Yeah. So this topic came to my mind because of two reasons. One was an Instagram reel of an influencer. He's a boy younger than me. He's in his early 20s. He lives in a dilapidated house. A house, which is quite old and which is about to fall down anytime, which hardly has access to things and everything. And his father has had a stroke or a paralysis stroke or something, and his mother isn't around. This boy gets up and his passion is bodybuilding.
Oh.
This guy gets up at 5 a.m., does his workout, makes his meals. He bathes his father, gives him meals, then goes to his workplace. He works at a shop as a shopkeeper for someone. They sell shirts, men's shirts, and he works in that shop. He's an employee. Comes back home, again he eats for himself, then does his father's shaving, and feeds him, maybe singing a lullaby or something like that.
Oh, so sweet.
And that was the first time I thought that, okay, I'm complaining about so many things in my life, and what does this boy do? I mean, look at this boy's life, right?
Yeah.
That was the first thing that moved me. And the second was when I was coming to your house that day, and I was getting very late, and I was complaining, Arey, this metro was late, and then rickshaw is taking more time than I thought, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I saw these beggars who are literally moving from one car to the other, the car shed and windows, and trying, like, hoping that they'll get food today. And that's where it just struck me that what are we complaining about? You know, and I feel like, you know, they say third world problems, first world problems. So you can see in every class of people over here as well, that sometimes people complain about things and you're like, what are you complaining about? You also feel that these are like first world problems. You should go deeper, you should dig deeper to see what challenges people go through every day. So since then I'm like, okay, it's natural to feel agitated, or like I said, if you want to express something, but also be grateful and think before you complain.
Yeah. And as I say, you know, my son always says, India has become so this, like, you know, we should move to some other country.
Yeah.
I said, grass is greener on the other side.
Correct.
Those countries have their problems.
Right.
And every country has their own pros and cons.
Yeah.
Right. So we need to be grateful to what we have, which probably they don't have.
And I'm sure we have had first-hand experiences of people who have migrated, who have their own share of problems as immigrants over there, which we have discussed in our earlier topic. And they would say, are you crazy? You should stay in your country because you don't have any right to complain. You literally have everything out there.
Yeah.
You can live your life the way you want, that way. But it also forms a turmoil in my mind that don't I have an opinion, or do I not have right to express what I feel? Sometimes I feel like, although at times I am suppressing my complaints, is that actually helping me to be a better person, or is it frustrating me even more?
Yeah, because if you suppress any of your feelings, it's not good, right?
Not good. But you know, you must have read it that is there a problem? If the answer is yes, if the answer is no, two options, yes or no. Is there a problem? Yes. Okay. Is there a problem? No. Then of course we need not go ahead.
Yeah.
Is there a problem? Yes. Again, we have two branches. One says, can you do something about it? Yes or no. If yes, then why aren't you doing? If no, then why do you bother?
Yeah. And you know, there are two kinds of factors that can affect, like controllable and uncontrollable. So whatever is controllable, you can, right?
Correct.
And which are not in your hands, uncontrollable factors, like if you complain, तो भी कुछ उसमें कुछ ये नहीं होना जो uncontrollable factors हैं.
Right.
I'm talking about those.
Correct.
So what are you, like, if you complain, like, ठीक है, venting out is one thing. But उससे क्या, बाकी कंप्लेंट से क्या होने वाला है? I mean,
very true. You're ruining your own peace.
Yeah.
And you are obsessing yourself with thoughts.
Your own peace, and of course the people around you.
Yeah. But you're obsessing yourself with thoughts which don't really have any root. Or which don't have any direction also. Like ours is talks without a map. Similarly, these are obsessions without a map.
Yeah.
There is no way for those thoughts to go anywhere. So that is actually causing even more frustration. And as you rightly mentioned, कुछ चीज़ें हमारे बस में होती हैं, कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी होती हैं जिसके बारे में हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते. And a doctor had very well put this, Rohan, always say this, I accept this.
Yeah.
Because your ego is the main thing that makes you a complaining person.
Right.
जिसके पास ego कम होता है, who is more of a practical thinker and who is more smart, like who has overcome this kind of complaining attitude, will always find some solution to come out of it.
Yeah.
So these days I'm practicing that. Rather than complaining, okay, find out what I can do to minimize the problems that I'm facing. Because let's face it, simply by complaining दुनिया बदलने वाली नहीं है,
right.
और जो प्रॉब्लम्स है वो बदलने वाले हैं नहीं.
Right.
And I also feel, tell me, since you're a parent, do you think when parents complain about their child or some elders complain, you're overlooking the factors that are actually a blessing, the factors that come naturally to the child,
Like?
which are overlooked by parents because they keep complaining about something that they want the child to do.
Huh.
You know what I'm trying to say? If the parent keeps complaining that, oh, my child doesn't study this subject, but the child has something else in his mind, so you're overlooking the fact that there is something that the child wants to tell you.
Yeah.
So complaining can ruin relationships. It can ruin good probabilities that could come out. And
but you know, I have followed one thing. If my children wanted to study something, okay, and even though I don't agree, what I do is, like, you know, I tell them the pros and cons of the, if they take that decision, what are the pros and cons. And still, if you want to go ahead, please go ahead. I'm there to support you whatever way I can, but you are responsible for that decision.
Correct.
And that's what I have followed throughout.
That's true.
Okay, because whatever my kids studied, many people didn't like. Media mein kya rakha hai, that kind of thing. But touch wood, today they are doing good.
Correct.
Okay. And I felt ki theek hai, if they want to explore something new, why not?
Right.
Okay, let them understand. Unless they do the mistakes, how are they going to learn, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So that's how I have followed.
Correct.
Yeah.
I have seen people complaining about the food they eat.
Yeah.
ये क्या बना है?
That I
ये
really
कितना
get
गंदा
irritated.
हुआ है?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, people don't get food.
Yeah.
My mom had visited Gujarat a few years back for a show, and she was just wandering in a local market, and she found a very young boy, a kid, who was selling knives for some 10 rupees or something like that, very cheap and good quality knives, let me tell you. My mom said that because he was constantly he was touching those knives, and you know, he had to carry those knives because of the sharp edges, his hands were cut.
Oh my God.
You know, his fingertips and everything, and still he had the energy to go around, sell it. And my mom said, I just couldn't bear that, and I bought a couple of knives from him so that at least he could eat for the day.
Yeah.
So what are you complaining about? That mom doesn't make good food, you don't get good food, you don't get your diet food and everything, and all of that. So these are first world problems. You just realize how weak mindset people have, basically.
And I still remember, you know, what do you call them in Hindi or English? Dombari.
I don't know. I'm not aware of that. No.
You know, the small kids and their parents would, like, you know, there would be a thin rope and they would walk on. What is it called?
I understood. It's some acrobatics.
Acrobatics?
No. No, but it's basically they tie up a rope, aerial rope, and there's a small child who is balancing on that rope. It's like an act they perform. Yeah. For money.
Then this the kids who are doing this pyrotechnics, I mean, they're playing literally with fire.
Oh yeah.
So you know, they are risking their own lives to get bread and butter. Bread and butter as in their basic
needs. Yeah.
So I feel that we are so privileged.
Absolutely.
And,
you know, another thing is that when you complain before eating or when you complain before doing any activity, that thing there itself gets ruined. Like food, if you're complaining, the food that you eat, it already becomes toxic inside your system. अगर आपको लगता है कि ये अच्छा नहीं है, वो अच्छा नहीं, तो कितना चाहे वो अच्छा हो, वो जहर ही बन जाता है आपके लिए.
And it is scientifically proven that if you keep a glass of water, okay, and if your thoughts are bad, I mean, if your mind is with bad thoughts, then that water also gets affected.
I know.
So, you know, there's something called water therapy.
Yeah.
You know, suppose if I'm complaining about food and if you are having your meal with me, so you will also feel, अरे क्या है इसमें, इसे टेस्ट उसकी सचमुच ऐसी है क्या? See, that can affect you also, right?
Yes.
So
influence.
Influence. Yeah. So I think there's a difference between venting and dwelling. Venting is oh, this traffic. And dwelling is, why is this city like this? Why do people exist? Why am I born? That's very bad, right?
So better is vent and move on. Don't set up your camp out there.
Exactly. And sometimes, complaining together actually bonds people. Like two strangers in a queue complaining about how long the queue is. But by the end, they are best friends. This also happens,
So
right?
yeah. But these are exceptional circumstances when that complaining actually turns out to be fruitful.
Maybe they feel we are the birds of the same feather.
Yeah. Flock together.
Flock together,
Yeah, that way.
So I feel it's the cheapest form of human connection at times.
हाँ,
है ना?
like ये line कब खत्म होगी?
हाँ.
मुझे भी यही लग रहा था that the other person will
Yeah.
say, and then boom, the friendship is unloved.
Yeah.
It happens.
So basically, complain, but creatively. That's what I
creatively,
feel.
and don't take it very seriously also,
Huh.
because don't let your emotions be hampered. Don't let your thought process be hampered.
Huh.
Don't let it regulate your decisions. Don't let it turn your decisions toxic. What I mean to say is, don't, otherwise impulsively you will take decisions which are not right for you.
Yeah.
So have control, and मस्ती मजाक में थोड़े अब complaining करोगे तो शायद दोस्ती भी बन जाएगी.
Yeah. And complaining again, it disturbs your peace of mind.
That's what I say.
Right?
Yeah.
So sometimes replace the complaint with gratitude instead of, oh, it's so hot. Try at least I'm not freezing somewhere else. So change your perspective instead of complaining.
Absolutely.
So, dear listeners, next time you feel like complaining, just pause and ask, is this something I can change? Or am I just rehearsing my misery? And if you must complain, make it funny enough that others laugh instead of sigh.
Till then, smile, sip your coffee, complain responsibly, and if you really feel like you want to vent out, just listen to Talks Without a Map.